Man, brother, I could say a lot about my boy, but it's just really cool to have known him for like 25 years now, and to see the steps that he's taken in his basketball journey. And I mean, this really just being the beginning. So, without further ado, man, I want to welcome to the soil my boy, the one and only Nick Irvin, man. Nick, let's bring him out. Nick, what's good, brother?
Man, what's up, Gino? What up, T?
What's going on, bro? How you feeling, man?
Man, bless, man, bless.
Yes,
So
sir.
good.
Yes, sir. Same, man. We definitely feeling the same. Yo, it's an honor to bring you on, man, because since we started this journey, in the 5 years that we've been doing the bigs, man, one of the people that we've always tapped into and always got that level of honesty and realness back that we wanted, it's always been Nick Irvin to deliver the realness. Personally, I have to say, bro, I've gotten so used to you being on that Morgan Park sideline, with the energy and the passion.
Right.
You know what I mean? So the news, although yes, it's very well deserved that you are the new assistant coach at Western Illinois University. I'm excited for what you're going to do there, but I'm totally interested in what were some of the deciding factors that got you to the next level at Western Illinois.
Well, first and foremost, I just want to, thank everybody for following me. And I want to thank y'all for always being there for me and interviewing me. And we like family, we family and brothers. So I just want to thank y'all, and y'all doing a phenomenal job of, reaching everybody, the youth, the adults and everything. So just keep doing what y'all doing. And y'all know I'm always going to rock with the bigs no matter what. But, the thing, what, made me make this transition was my mom and dad. When I first started coaching at Morgan Park, I always told them that I want to be a college coach, and they always talked to me about, being patient and taking your time and just learning as much as possible. And I took them proper steps, and I was patient. And when Rob Jeter called me and offered me the position, I was ecstatic. I was very, very emotional, very happy because, what me and my mom has talked about and my dad talked about is coaching at the next level. And when my father passed away, I promised, him and my mom that I win a state championship, 3 state championships for them, and also coach college one day and hopefully bring a national championship to them. And right now I'm set on my goals. I'm making a transition, and I'm there. I owe everything to Coach Jeter, coming back and getting one of his own. He's from Chicago. He followed my career. I followed his career. We stayed in touch over the years, and he came back and gave one of his own opportunity. So I'm gonna make him proud and make the city of Chicago proud and just do everything the right way.
No doubt, bro. That's word, man. You talked about, your mom and dad. And I know any of us that, are in the hoop world, in the Chicago hoop world, and we're familiar with you, we know how much, your mom and dad meant to not only you and your brothers and Cindy, but to the basketball community as a whole. So, man, for everybody that doesn't know, man, give the Irvin family history, man. Talk about your brothers and their basketball history as well as yours, and how you guys, started the Mac Irvin Fire.
Well, everything started and ended with my father, Pops Irvin, Mac Irvin. So, and he gave us the basketball at a young age and gave us a platform to follow it and do things with passion. And he gave my sister the ball. She played. A lot of people don't know she played. She been around it, but I'm gonna start with my brother Byron. He made it to the highest level. He was an NBA player, first round draft pick, Portland Trail Blazers. Been doing a number of things in the basketball world. Successful sports agent, basketball agent. So he helped facilitate big contracts, and he doing his thing. And Lance, he at Chicago State now. He the one responsible for me winning them state championships along with Terry Johnson and a few other ones. And Lance, went to Colorado State, Idaho, graduated from there. Been around the game for forever, giving back. Now, hopefully, he help turn Chicago State around, and hopefully they can be successful. Matt played overseas. Arguably the best Irvin, arguably the best. But we give Byron all the praises because he made it to the highest level. But Mac, he doing the Mac Irvin Lady Fire, giving back to the community, giving back to Chicago. My sister Cindy, my biggest supporter. She always there for me. She never missed a game, even when we go on the road. When I was in college, she came. So that's my biggest supporter. And now she the coordinator for girls basketball and a number of other sports for the public league, and she giving back to kids and everything. Then I move on to Mike. Mike is run the Mac Irvin 5 program. That's my man. That's my biggest critic. So he always on me a lot, and managing me and making sure I do things the right way. But he doing a great job for taking over from my father and being there for kids and keeping his legacy going. Like all of us keeping it going, but he taking it to another level, getting the right kids and orchestrating everything that goes down with the Mac Irvin 5, because our father legacy is everything. We do it for him, and he just keeping it going, and everybody following in his footsteps with the game of basketball. And one thing I could say about my family, we're a tight-knit group. We be there for one another. We support each other no matter what it is. And that's what my mom and dad wanted us to do. And we just following everything they done. I know a lot of people say, man, they close, they probably this and that. But at the end of the day, when your family member had your back, anything's possible.
Absolutely, man. You talk about that rich family legacy, the Irvin family. And of course, Andy, like Gene said, anybody that's around the hoop world in Chicago, they know that last name. And you touched on it yourself, man. The Irvins are going to come with the passion and the energy. It's actually one of my favorite things about your coaching style. Man, you might bite a ref's head off. You never know on the sideline with Nick Irvin, man. But I'm wondering, are we going to see that same level of energy and passion at Western Illinois? Are you planning on kind of toning it down a little bit, or are you going to bring it all to the table?
Well, I got to bring it all to the table. I got to help Coach G to win a national championship. We set a goal, win conference championship, then make it to the NCAA tournament, then the next step of national championship. I got to bring the pain for him. That's the only way I know. When Coach G to win, I win. And that's one thing I'm going to be passionate about, helping him be successful and getting the right kids in the program. Because at the end of the day, man, my name on it as well. So I want to see him exceed and be that guy. Hopefully could win a Coach of the Year award or something like that, because I win it, and guy on my staff told me that, Terry Johnson. Terry Johnson is my right-hand man. That's my guy. I love him to death.
Yes.
My brother. And he taught me how to be, successful. Like if I make this transition of, Nick, if you win, I win. So he made it possible for me and helped me understand that everybody's in this together. And if you win, I win. Just like when I won the Coach of the Year award, he was the first one called and say, Nick, we won the award. So, I'm going to take that same approach and that same mentality that Terry taught me and take it to Western Illinois.
Hey, Coach, I gotta go ahead and give my 2 cents, because I'm a product of Coach Terry Johnson. I mean, I was one of his point guards early in the game at Seton. I mean, honestly, like you said, I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't learn 100% effort is what I had to give all the time. I learned that from Coach Terry Johnson. So I love to hear you mention that name, and I'm also, I guess I gotta kind of dig and see if we can't get some exclusives. Right. Man, so who's going to be following your footsteps on that Morgan Park bench? Can you give us any kind of insight?
Well, I'm gonna let the principal pick her coach, but I tell you what, them some big shoes to follow, man. And
Yes,
you got
sir.
to get the right one to keep the program going, and it's gonna take a lot of hard work and effort to keep the program to where it is, and I hopefully they can find the right coach. I hope she can find the right coach, and hopefully they can be successful. But it's a winning culture over there. I hope it continue to be that way. And I'm always gonna have Morgan Park in my heart because they gave me the opportunity. I'm always gonna bleed them colors. So I hope everything turns out the right way. But I hope she knock it out the park and who she picked.
For sure, for sure.
Definitely big shoes to fill over there, man. Morgan Park has definitely been one of the heavyweights, the last 10 to 12 years. And it's been good to watch you guys kind of take over CPS and be a threat year in and year out. But man, let's dig a little deep, man. Let's keep it real, Nick. We would always talk about, not basically sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes not getting the fair end of the stick.
Yeah, absolutely.
And why do you think, from critics? I see a lot of critics in these, on our timelines, Facebook groups. We would post Morgan Park footage, post a Nick Irvin interview, and there would be some guys at your head, and I'm pretty sure you saw it. But why do you think you got a bad rap from the critics? The people in the basketball community, and sometimes the referees. What do you think?
Well, Gino, you know how it is when you winning and you successful. A lot of guys want to bring you down, and I call it hate, but at the end of the day, it's what that's how people is. But I get a bad rap because I'm passionate about what I do. I'm for the kids. I'm always for the kids. It ain't never been about me. I had my shine. When I played, newspaper, TV, and all that. But I'm more passionate about my players and pushing them. I don't care what anybody think. I'm gonna say I have the best player in the world, and I'm gonna mean that, and I'm gonna say it. So I think they get mad about things like that, and and plus my father been doing it for a number of years, and his rep is so good. They don't understand how it is. All they gotta do is come ask me and talk to me, and show and see how we do it. We're a tight knit family. And the thing that I try to tell and explain to people, why don't you come hang out with me, get to know me, and then you'll like me. I was with a few guys that didn't know who I was, and we went out and chopped it up and talked. And they were like, "Man, Nick, you ain't bad. You ain't a bad guy. You ain't who they say you are." I said, "No, I'm a humble guy.
Right.
I've seen it all. I played the game, and it's not about me. And I always make it about the kids. It ain't never about me. I'm blessed to win 4 state championships, but at the end of the day, my honor comes when kids go to college, and that's my honor. That's my state championship. Guys like that making it on, and so their parents won't have to pay for college. That's my dream. So if a guy want to give me a bad rap for them, so be it. But at the end of the day, like y'all know who I am. That's important. If you really want to get to know somebody, you gotta reach out to them and talk to them.
Absolutely. And you're 100% on point when you say that, Nick, because honestly, when I look, another mark of what people should judge you by is look at the guys that have come through your system, and not just the basketball players that they become, but the type of young man that they've become over the years. Man, I've watched Io grow over the last few years, on and off the court, and I feel like I see Nick Irvin all over his game. Yeah, I mean, I see the passion. I see the fact that he's so driven to be a champion. I mean, when you think of the Irvins, you think of the championship basketball. And I think the guys that have come through your system in the last few years completely wear that on their sleeves. They definitely are products of the Irvin system,
Right. I mean, that's what I try to tell them. If you're going to play this game, play it with passion. Don't just go out there just to be playing. Like Michael Jordan played the game at the highest level. He practiced the way he played. That's why he was great. So I always teach them is always go out, play for a purpose, love the game, and just go out and be successful. Because you ain't playing just to be playing it. You playing it to get notoriety. You playing to feed your family. You playing for a number of things. And you know, when they coming through high school, I just try to teach them the right way and explain some of the things I went through and some of the things I saw, and just be there for them. And the guys that came through and finished up with me, they all right. You know, 95% of the kids that left me and went to college got degrees. You know, I'm happy to hear that. Like the other 5% still in college. So it's like, so they doing this. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that's the beauty in this. And that's what, when they call me and say, like, Torrey Johnson just called me. He got his master's from Wake Forest.
Yes, sir. Yes,
That's
sir.
tough. Like, that's tough. He called me, was happy, and got his degree. Like Josh Cunningham called me, he got his degree. Now we get, you know, a number of other guys coming up the ranks that came through Morgan Park. They're gonna get their degree as well. So that's the beauty in this.
No doubt, brother. That's I feel you on that, man. Seeing those guys succeed at the highest level is definitely, you know, a notch under your belt. But we talked about the Irvin family history earlier, and you forgot to mention yourself.
Oh,
hold on.
I'm hungry.
So, what a lot of people don't know. So, you know, recently, our coach Curtis, he created. We've been going back and forth about the last couple of years about uploading all of our high school games. So he wanted to make DVDs and send them out to all of us. And we like, Coach, it's 2020. You know, ain't nobody really watching DVDs. Why don't you just turn the tapes into, make them digital and create a YouTube page, and then they'll last forever. So, you know, he's put up like 12 to 13 of our games from personally from my senior year, which was, I think it may have been your freshman year.
Yeah, sophomore year.
You played 2 years at St. Martin?
Just one.
So that was your freshman year?
Yeah, I played against you my freshman year. Yep.
Oh, yeah, my senior year at Mount Carmel was your freshman year, and I just want to give the people a little backstory, man. So St. Martin was like number 1 and number 2 in single A, and Mount Carmel, we were number 1 and number 2 in double A the whole year. Right. And we met at our gym. And a quick side note before I get to the story, Nick Irvin and one other guy through that whole year were the only guys to give me buckets. You know, I was a top-notch defender, especially in the Catholic League, and I held my own. But Nick came in, he was a freshman, I was a senior, and you know, my job every night was to guard the opposing team's best wing player. So my job that night was to stop Nick Irvin, and he came out and he dropped 2 threes on me with the quickness. And then he gave me another move. He drove to the middle, gave me a little shoulder bump, and got his mid-range jump off, man. And that was all in the first quarter. So the beginning of the second quarter, we got into it.
Yeah.
I got the footage that I'm going to show.
Yes.
But, you know, the referee had to step in between me and Nick at the beginning of the second quarter. He talked to us for like a minute, and it's on tape, and I'm going to put it out there.
Yes,
but
yes, sir.
I want you to give the people your personal basketball history.
Well,
yes.
You know, man, I take it back to the grammar school time when, you know, I was the best 8th grader coming in. Man, I averaged about 35 coming in out of 8th grade, you know, maybe 40. So, you know, I averaged a lot of points and everything. And, you know, I want to go play with somebody dominant in high school so I could learn from. And, you know, honestly, I wanted to go play with y'all at Mount Carmel. And, you know, because Twan brother to me. So, you know, I really want to go over there and play with yourself, Twan, McNabb. But, you know, I ended up going to St. Martin de Porres and playing with the great Jerry G. And, you know, I learned a lot under him. And, you know, I had a great first year, freshman year. And then I ended up transferring and went to Carver. I wanted to go play at Carver because, you know, Don Pittman, Coach Mack and Mike. So I always wanted to play for him. But I always wanted to go play in the public league because all my brothers came out the public league and they was always, you know, on me about playing in the Catholic league. You can't do this in the public league. So when I transferred over to Carver, My main intention was breaking all their records, shattering every record they had. That was my motivation. And I looked in the newspaper because my father used to keep scrapbooks of all of us. So I used to go, in each one of their scrapbooks and say, oh, okay, they made all city, they made this, they made all state, they made. So I said, I'm gonna take it to another level. I'm gonna be first team all state, first team all city these next 3 years, and then I shatter everything they've done. And that was my passion. And I did that. I had a great high school career. Like I said, I made it 3 time first team all city, 3 time all state, made all area. I was a McDonald All American nominee. I did a lot of number of things, and I end up averaging 32 points a game my senior year.
Damn.
And after that, then I went on to Fresno, played for Jerry Tarkanian, Hall of Fame coach, and I ain't have such a great career. I think I should have put more into it and worked on my game more, and but the thing I learned from Tark, I learned the coaching side of it, the coaching piece of how to treat your best player, how to treat your last player on your bench. So I learned a number of things from him, and it actually was a successful time for me at Fresno and everything. And then, my dad called me and told me to come on back and coach the fire team. So I used to do that during the summer a little bit, coach that, and then have fun with that. Then I'll end up at Morgan Park and coaching there, which it was because of him. It was because of him and everything. And I did that and been successful. And then back in the high school days, I made the top 20 game at the All American ABCD camp. I played against a number of great players: Lamar Odom, Tracy McGrady, Baron Davis at around that time. It was a lot of them. Khaled Alameen. It was a lot of number of good players back then when we played and everything. So man, now I'm here at Western Illinois. So the rest is history.
Yes, sir, man. Hey, you really just painted the picture perfectly. The story is to be continued for sure, man. I'm totally looking forward to the next chapters in the Nick Irvin story that are about to be written, because I'm a believer, in the national championship that's going to be brought home, to your moms and your pops to honor them. You've done so much in your time in Morgan Park. Anybody that bets against you is crazy in my book.
Man, that's my motivation. My motivation always been my mom and dad, and that's why I coach so hard. And a lot of people can't understand it, but I really don't care. Y'all know how I roll. I don't care about
Yes.
as long as I get the job done, as long as I do right by the kids. Everything else is second nature to me, and that's always gonna be my motivation from now until I do that, and then above that, everything's for her and my dad.
So I see you guys got Cam Burrell over there, one of your
Yeah,
former players.
yeah.
And is Zion, the kid Zion that went to Simeon, is he at Western now?
No, he left. He ended up transferring.
Okay. So how do you think your resume alone and you being, part of the culture and having the, basically like we say, being on the soil, how much of that do you think is gonna lend into you being able to get some of Chicago's best players away from Illinois and UIC and some of these schools that usually get our best players?
Well, I'm gonna do what some of these other coaches made the mistake of. You got to reach out to these coaches, and you got to do is reach out to them, build a relationship with them. I always had a relationship with everybody around the city and everything around the state of Illinois, but it's just me, selling Macomb and Western Illinois University, just selling it and making sure that people understand that we up and coming. Um, it's not it's not the name on the chest that's gonna help you be successful when you get there. It's what you do when you get there, and I just need to paint that picture and let everybody understand that you could get it anywhere. Damian Lillard got it at a small university. CJ McCollum got it at a small university. John Morant got it at a small university. So it's just what you do when you get there and how successful you want to be. And that's the only thing. That's the selling point to me is how you really want to do it. And I got a good track record around here with a number of kids, and they understand that I'm gonna be honest with them. I'm gonna advocate for them. It's a lot of guys you get now. You got to be able to advocate for them, and that's one thing I'm gonna do is try to help Coach G to get the best players possible, and help us win. I mean, if you want to just play basketball, yeah, come on and play. It's what you put in is what you're gonna get out of it. If you don't put everything in, no matter where you go, you ain't gonna get nothing out of it.
All right.
So that's the only thing I'm trying to bring to the table, and just be honest with everybody. I love the city of Chicago. They know it. Everybody know that. I'm Chi-Town crazy. So I mean,
Yes, sir.
they go. Hopefully they end up rocking with me. I reached out to a number of coaches already, even though I got a personal relationship with a number of high school coaches around here. I still reached out to them and said, "What's up? Hi, this Nick Irvin, West Illinois." Just talk to them. So I did my job because they the ones gonna help me be successful. So I just got to make sure I keep reaching out and talking with them.
Man, I got one more question for you, Nick. I read the Sun-Times piece that they did on you and the news of you going to Western Illinois. One of the things that stood out to me, bro, is the fact that you mentioned that you are definitely one of the first coaches in a while, with the track record that you have to go ahead and move on to the next level. And you're talking about a city where we have guys like Rob Smith, Ty Slaughter, who have, resumes that are more than worthy of going to the next level. In your opinion, why haven't we seen them go? Is it a question of opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could probably say that. And plus, if they wanted to go, if they wanted to leave and go coach college, but man, they do a great job. Them two alone do a great job, and they're good friends of mine, and they make sure that they help their players as well. They both should be in the college game coaching. They both successful. They both understand Chicago. They know Chicago. And I don't know why guys haven't reached back to come get us. I'm gonna say us because I'm in that group. I'm in that group. If Rob Jeter didn't come back and get his guy from Chicago, then I'll still be coaching. So it's a number of guys need to come back and see what's up with the city of Chicago, because everybody want to recruit Chicago, but these guys need opportunities to coach because they could do it. They could do it on all levels. They've been successful. They winning, but my job is just to, hopefully to get it going. I left. I decided to leave, and it was hard for me to leave, but I felt it was the right thing for me to do to get some movement. We need some movement around Chicago, and I'm gonna do whatever I can do to help, all the coaches around here, because I'm a product of the public league, and that's how I feel. It's some great coaches in the Catholic League could go. That's part of Chicago as well. So I'm trying to, help everybody. I wouldn't care, about none of that other stuff. I just want to make sure that we get movement, and I probably had to be the first one to do it. So I owe everything to Rob Jeter. He came back and got, one of ours. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yes.
that's a testimony to who Rob Jeter is.
My final question for you, Nick. 4 state championships, over 300 wins in 12 years. What is your favorite moment at Morgan Park?
Man, it's a lot of them. Basketball wise,
Yeah.
it's always gonna be the first state championship I won, because it was for my dad, and I promised him I'd win one. And the other ones, I could just say the next thing is watching them kids walk across stage and saying what college they're going to. That's my memory about Morgan Park and what's gonna stand out with me. Because I'm a big, because when we were coming out, Gino, man, it was tough. You know what I'm saying? It was tough. It was tough for us to, walk across that stage, and there's a lot going on around the time and everything. So, seeing these kids just walk across the stage, man, that's a big deal to me. And that's the thing gonna stick out to me about Morgan Park, and winning them state championship is good. I'm blessed and humble about that, but getting them kids to the next level, and so their parents won't have to pay that hundreds of thousands of dollars for a degree, you know what I'm saying? Then try to go do it and get a master's degree. So, that's my pain and passion about it.
Hey, yes, sir. Hey, with that said, Gino, hey man, thank you so much for the time, Nick. You know what I mean? It means the world, like you said. This is a family thing that we do right here, man. This looking forward to the next conversation we have already for sure.
Oh man, just let me know when. Y'all know y'all family, me, y'all my brothers. I'm always gonna be there for y'all. And no matter what people say about y'all, man, y'all keep doing what y'all doing. Y'all successful at doing it. Y'all getting the piece out there to everybody so everybody can see it. And y'all love the game. Y'all bigger than the game of basketball because y'all come back and get everybody and do interviews with everybody and making sure the people know who these people are. And y'all gave me this platform to talk on it. Like I said, I'm always gonna be rocking with the bigs all the time. Anything y'all need on my end, man, I got y'all. And I'm gonna donate to y'all stuff too as well, man.
Yes, sir. Hey, that's what it's about. Thank you so much, bro.
Yeah,
man, appreciate you.
Appreciate you, brother. And man,
love y'all, man.
Hey, I forgot to tell him you was the 2020 IBCA Coach of the Year, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely is that, man. I want to win a state championship for my mom, but I didn't. But I take this on the way out.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
man.
sir.
It's all love, Nick, man. We love
you, man.
Appreciate you, man.
All right, bro.
Till next time, bro.